All right, how's it going, you guys? So we're just gonna be opening up some toys, talking about life, talking about the toys. Let's get started here. So this is the first time I'm doing this. I plan to do this as much as I can. Because it's kind of hard to do like reviews. Because I still will do reviews. I plan to do more reviews, but there's just so much stuff that comes in with Legends, Transformers, Black Series. Like, I always think, oh, I'm gonna review this and review that, and then I never get to it. And so I just have this pie that they just keep accumulating and accumulating. So I thought, I need a way to, just get rid of these and rip the Band-Aid off. So we're just gonna be opening these up. All right. So, and I'm just gonna tell you a little bit how I got these. And yes, we'll start. Okay, so we got Drax here. I got this at Target. Yeah, Target. 50% off, so not a bad deal there. A lot of these were hitting 50% off. The Guardians 3 wave recently at Target. I haven't seen any all of my Targets I've been to, like the 4 in my area, I've checked them. They've been cleared out, which is kind of a bummer because I was only able to find I think Drax, Mantis, Nebula, and Warlock. So I'm still missing Rocket and Kraglin to build Cosmo. And surprisingly, out of all of them, the only one I found that was $750, which is like the 75% off at Target, was the Warlock. So I guess Adam Warlock was the one that was not selling well. The movie's on Disney Plus now, so that's cool. So you get Cosmo leg here. Oh, let's see here. We're gonna move some of this stuff down. So we have some room. And there's like some eBay packages there. Honestly, I don't even know what's in those things. Like, we'll just open them as we go. Like this, I have no clue. We'll see what's even in there. Okay. So it's really cool though to get. I think where's his daggers? The Guardians team with their, comic accurate costumes. Where the heck did I put the daggers though? Well, I seem to misplace the daggers. I'm not sure where I put those things. I just had them. Oh well. Yeah, it's cool to get the Guardians team in their comic accurate costumes. I feel like this is like something that superhero, I don't know, the companies or the directors or the people who make the movies, right, do. Like, is their last hurrah. They're like, this is the last one, right? Give them their comic accurate. Like, I feel like we're seeing that with Wolverine in the new Deadpool 3. Who else did we see it with? The Guardians. We saw it with Iron Man, like in Endgame. He kind of had the sleeveless, like the gold going all the way up, just like classic Iron Man, So let's see here. With this Drax figure, so far I do like what I'm seeing. There's not much to complain about. I like the uniformity that all the characters have with this team. Like now, now they're all uniform because they're all wearing this blue and red costume. Man, my head joint is very stiff. Okay, there it is. And the 3D print tech and the face came out really good on this figure. Nothing to complain about there. All right, cool, Drax. And then next up, we got Star-Lord. So same deal here. Got this at Target. Half off, 50% off. Great find. And this one is the one figure of the wave that does not have the bath. So there's that. I don't know, and I would love to hear your guys' thoughts like on this packaging, because you know it is always scary like opening up a box like this, especially like look, this one has like tape on it, like it's been resealed or something, or maybe it was ripping. I mean, I can see that it's Star-Lord here, but it's scary when you buy these things, and I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad and not glad because, for one, of course, well, I'm glad in the end, just because yeah, this is the figure swap thing. You know, the figure swap thing. It's just it's too prevalent, and it's too. It was already freaking Target employees were already accepting things when it was when it had a window. So just making it like this, it just made it easier for scammers. You know. But one thing I will say is, of course, you know, yeah, we should be a little bit conscious. So it's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is with like the plastic. But one thing I actually did enjoy about the plastic-less packaging is how easy it is to get to the figure. Like it's like boom, you take off this little paper bag, and then the figure's there. And this is just me kind of being lazy, but like I'm sorry, but I open a lot of figures. Like this collecting action figures is a really big part of my life, and it's something. It's my biggest passion, and it's what I do. So I opened a lot of packages, and this is kind of a privileged thing to say, but like at some point it just gets so time consuming because like I want to get to the figure, but it's like, man, when you have the plastic list, you gotta do like zip ties, or sometimes they're lodged in there, or sometimes the plastic like sometimes like on the swords, the plastic will be over it, and so you have to get scissors and cut out the scissors to not make sure to damage it. Or if they have like a cape piece, then you got to get and cut out the plastic tray because you don't want to ruin the cloth or the cape or damage the paint, you know. And so it can be a bit cumbersome. And this new way with the paper baggies, it really was a time saver for me. So that's I think is a bummer. But like I said, that's just from my standpoint because of how many toys I open a week. Um, Man, I love this Star-Lord figure. Just holding in hand the proportions, the silhouette, and oh my gosh, great likeness to Chris Pratt. Phenomenal. I think this is the best. Holy crap! Honestly, yeah, this has got to be the best Marvel Legends Chris Pratt likeness that I've seen. I mean, it's even better than freaking imports, right? So like, let me grab this guy here. So like, this is the SH Figure Arts Guardians 2 Star-Lord, and if you can just look at that side by side. I mean, you guys tell me in the comments which one you guys think looks better. It's got to be the Legends, right? And you know, of course, Legends runs taller, but there's that. So he comes with his little blasters, and they are different from the previous versions because the previous versions kind of had the two cannons, like it went like that. So these ones are different from the previous two movies. So cool there. Now I haven't finished this movie. I just started on Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, I just started on Disney Plus. From what I saw, I was enjoying it, and I actually didn't know that you had to watch. Well, you didn't have to, but it was probably good if you watched the Christmas special, which I did when it was Christmas. So glad I watched that, but was just unaware that you like should watch that prior, right? Excuse me. Yeah, I actually like my boss like came into work sick and got me sick. Like we had like a one-on-one meeting in his office, and yeah, I pretty much got sick there. So yeah, love the uniformity with these costumes. Love the Guardians. James Gunn. I think James Gunn is like one of the bright spots of the MCU right now. You know, the MCU. I hate to say it, but you know, I think I'm with like everybody where I don't know if it's like fatigue or just that you know the main team, the main cast has changed so much, or if it's maybe you know it could be just like um, it could be just the product's gone down. I don't know. Sometimes the shows maybe are just because there have to be 8 hours, like 8 hours worth of content usually or more. Um, Sometimes makes it slower. Sometimes it makes things drag on that shouldn't drag on. So you know, the Guardians though I think has always been a bright spot even in when MCU was at its peak. So Gotta finish that team. Okay, we have a package. I don't know what's inside here. We'll figure it out. I actually just got a haircut. And something crazy that... Oh my gosh. Okay, I swear to you, I did not know. I did not know that this was group. So that's actually just luck. So yeah, like I was saying, I got a haircut. And me and John, my brother, we're both from Peru. He doesn't have the same hair that I do. Like he inherited my mom's side hair, and so his hair is a lot less. It is still thick, but I would say it's maybe less thick and a little bit curlier. And mine's like this really straight, thick, coarse hair. Like my hair is really thick. And so like I cut my own hair, and so after I cut my hair, like I went to go like clean up, and my hair is so thick and so like straight that I get hair splinters. Yeah, I said it, hair splinters. So hairs will get lodged into myself, like inside my skin, and it'll hurt. And like I'll notice it because like I'll brush up against something, or I'll brush my arm against something, and like the hair will flare up and dig deeper in. And I know it sounds crazy, but yeah, I get hair splinters. Like I had to get like a little tweezer and take them out of my skin. Like I got like 3 yesterday. So crazy thing. Oh, hey, sorry, I did not see the chat. My bad. I should have been seeing that. I'm gonna talk from my personal account, just because I have my device that's on. So yeah, I'm gonna be responding through my personal account, which is Josh. What's up, Opti Nation? Yeah, so Opti Nation, we actually met Opti Nation Review over at Platinum Toys. He also has a YouTube channel, so you guys can check him out there. He does Transformers, a lot of Transformers content. Really cool dude. Opti Nation says, have you heard of Planet Toys Utah? He says I have not, though. I have not heard of that, Opti Nation. They are a new online toy store. You should give them a look and review one of these days. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Thanks, man. Thanks for letting us know about that. So that's called Planet Toys. Do you know yeah, I can look at the address, but have you been there, Opti Nation? And what is it like? So yeah, here we have the new Marvel Legends Groot. Now, that's one thing I think with this Groot I kind of had beef with, was that it wasn't the bath. Like, I feel like Cosmo, like here's Cosmo's leg, right? Like he's the size of just a golden retriever, a 1/12 scale golden retriever. It was kind of a small bath, whereas like this, and you just have to minus the wings, like just say the wings are not a part of this. This should have been the bath, I think. But of course, we're seeing this now more and more, I think, with Hasbro, where they're wanting to get just more money. Like the Spider-Woman, that could have been the bath for that, the Across the Spider-Verse wave. And then instead they retro carded it, and so there's no more bath. That's why I do think retro cards kind of hurt collectors. Like, yeah, it just gives Hasbro an excuse to not give us baths. So yeah, OptiNation is letting us know. He said he's been there. He's checked out this new place called Planet Toys here in Utah. They have Hot Wheels, Transformers, kids toys, Star Wars, Barbie, and Pops. Yeah, that sounds awesome, man. I'll definitely have to go check that out. That's really cool. I feel like we're getting a lot of new I feel like we're getting a lot of toy stores in Utah. I definitely think like it's becoming bigger and bigger. I think the hobby, especially here, like, you know, with Rogue coming within this recent year and Platinum kind of opening up as well within these recent years. I mean, we've always had like BNT toys, but there was even like an anime like store that opened up that had like some anime figures and imports. So I'm definitely glad that the hobby's growing and the scene in Utah is getting a little bit bigger. I would love to see more stores open up. All right, so with this Groot, you just get this baby rocket, like when he's getting experimented on. That's a nice accessory. I actually didn't even know that came with this. An extra set of hands. Now with this Groot, I would say there's a lot to be said for the lack of paint on this thing. Like, I remember the old Groot, which was a bath for Guardians 2. Well, not for Guardians 2, for Guardians 1, right? It at least had a wash. Like, if you look at this backside of that Groot, like, oh, I gotta adjust my light. If you look at the backside of that Groot, look how flat it is. Like, the only other paint I see is just like they added the green moss, which is just a flat. So this is a very flat figure. Yeah, this definitely needs a wash, and especially this being a deluxe figure it was like a $40 price point. I mean, I didn't pay $40 for it, but it was retailing for $40. They should at least add, I think, just a different shade of brown. You know, a simple wash would have made this figure really pop. But yeah, people in the chat, let me guys know, like, what are you guys collecting right now, or like what's getting you excited right now, like in these latest reveals, or even just about really anything. Okay, next up, actually let's open this. Next up, we're gonna open this. This is the Transformers Studio Series number 98, Cheetor. Now this movie was really cool because of course it was in Peru, which my family's from, so it was good kind of to see, you know, Peru make an appearance there. Of course, I love. One second, I got a thing here, and I love Beast Wars, like that animated show. I used to like check out the discs from the library and watch that. I did enjoy the movie. The fight scenes were insane. Like, I loved the action in that scene. Yeah, OptiNation says he can't wait for Studio Series Scourge. Dude, yeah. I can't wait for that. Like, I'm definitely gonna get all the Studio Series within from this movie. Like, this movie was awesome to me. The only thing I didn't like, and I'm sorry to say this, I know it's accurate to like the show, right? Like, where Witwicky gets like a suit, and there's plenty of other characters that get like the mecha suits. I don't know. I just personally don't like the mecha suits. I just like Transformers fighting Transformers. I just didn't really like the human kind of aspect to it. But like I said, that's accurate. That's just me being nitpicky. That's something that I don't like. But there's not, like, I think if you're a Transformer fan, you probably enjoyed that. So it's not a big deal. It's just something that I thought. Dude, yeah, the Scourge OptiNation, and also oh, you have this figure? Nice, man. And also the Optimus Primal. I've been seeing some people review that figure. That Optimus Primal looks amazing. The Studio Series one. I don't know if that's hit shelves or not. I don't think so, but I've seen people review it, so I think it's going to be hitting soon, right? I don't know. You let me know, OptiNation, because you kind of follow Transformers more than I do. Is the Optimus Primal hitting stores now? right. So looks like, how does this work? Okay. All right, so we have Studio Series Cheetor. And this Cheetor is a Voyager class, so it retailed for, you know, that $33 price point. They kind of ventured off into like a different look for it. You know, it's not like that, because, you know, Beast Wars Cheetor has like those long fins that come up and they're really pointy. But I don't mind this new, you know, kind of more I guess realistic, you could say, more movie design. I thought it looked really cool in the movie, and I did still like that they kind of showed a little bit of hair, right? Like it wasn't completely fur, but there was like parts of his armor that had like hair strands on it, right? I did like that. Of course, you know, it's hard to show on the figure because it's hair, but they did at least make an effort. I do like that effort. Where on the side on this forearm piece, there is kind of some fur sculpt texture. It's hard to see, but I at least appreciate the effort by Hasbro trying to show that fur that was in the movie. So yeah, Optination says he's not sure, but he's been doing it toy hunts lately. So yeah, you'll probably find it, man. You'll get that. The Optimus Primal, man. I'm telling you, that's probably gonna be one of the best, I think, figures from the Studio Series in a while. All right, so for accessories, he just gets his two little daggers. You know, that's just standard. You know, we usually don't get many accessories with Transformers just because of how intricate Transformers are. You know, it's basically two toys in one, right? You get the robot mode plus his alt mode. Here are the instructions. Let me just look at the alt mode. Yeah, the alt mode looks pretty clean, and then you can even store his weapons on the back. We won't have time to transform it, but I'll probably do that at a later point. But yeah, overall, I like this figure. It's not like kind of this Groot. I was kind of disappointed. I'm kind of disappointed with this Groot with the lack of paint. This Cheetor is awesome. Great sculpt, phenomenal sculpt, intricate details. I would recommend this Cheetor. Awesome figure. All right, moving on. Let's see what else we have here. Moving on, we'll keep it up. We'll keep it on theme with Transformers. So here we have the Transformers Rise of the Beast Battle Trap. And this figure, I'm really excited for just because I loved him in the movie. In the movie, I thought he was the coolest Terracon, even better than Scourge. I don't know. I just like Battle Trap. I really do wish in the movie they kind of made his battle with Optimus Prime and Optimus Primal a little bit longer, because he kind of got taken out really quick. It was cool how he got taken out though by Primal with his like own mace. I thought that was really sick. So yeah, and then with the Terracons, like Optination said, we're getting Scourge, which is going to be a leader class. So that's going to be amazing. But we're still going to need Nightbird, right? Because there was that Nightbird that was released in the Buzzworthy Target exclusive 3-pack. But like that Nightbird, it's based off concept art, so it's not the Studio Series Nightbird. I did pick it up, and I did like the figure, but that Nightbird was it's lacking in some areas. So definitely hoping that that Studio Series Nightbird revealed gets announced here pretty soon. This is something I always do appreciate too, is with the Studio Series, they do like these little backdrops. Of course, I never keep them just because there's just no room to keep, you know, cardboard, but I always like this. This was like that. This was an amazing scene where they fought with like at the museum. Oh man, that was a great scene. Man, yeah, this Scourge figure, just that yellow with that black. The silhouette is amazing on this. And here's his ball mace, which freaking you can get when Optimus Primal comes out. You can have him, you know, destroy Battle Trap. Let's see here. That's another thing I liked about the movie too, is that they weren't fighting Decepticons. It was cool to kind of see it kind of a different faction, the Terracons. Um, but yeah, hopefully we get another Transformers movie and have Megatron come, because for both these movies, for Bumblebee and for Rise of the Beast, kind of the soft reboot, we haven't seen Megatron, so we have never gotten that classic Megatron helmet head. So I would love to see kind of um, a Megatron with a more closely related design to the animated series. So John just came in here. We're just talking toys, talking about Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Don't rewind it because I did say some spoilers. My bad. There should have been a spoiler warning. So if you haven't seen Rise of the Beasts, skip the part where I'm talking about the Cheetor and the Battle Trap. But yeah, this Battle Trap figure, this Voyager class figure, this is a phenomenal figure. I definitely recommend both Cheetor and Battle Trap. I think sculpt wise, detail wise, and paint wise, like phenomenal. I can't wait to complete the Terracons. Man, but yeah, I love this guy in that movie. Okay, moving on. Let's see what we have here. Okay, we have a package here. We'll see what's inside. Oh, nice. All right. So I got this off of eBay. This is the SH Figure Arts Mandalorian Luke Skywalker. And I got it off eBay on a good deal, just because I'm trying to think. I think there's something that was damaged. I can't remember, but there was something that was damaged on it. I legit can't remember. I know there's something damaged on it. So I got it for a really good price. I got it for only $50. And if you know what this figure sells for, it's like up in the kind of the $70, $80 range. So it was like a $30 discount. I mean, that's what I usually do. I sometimes will get like sometimes figures that are missing like a couple accessories or a little bit damaged, just to save some money that way. So, looking at this Luke Skywalker, this cape, it has a wire on the bottom, and the hood has also a wire at the top, so you can bend that out of his way. I don't know. You guys tell me what you guys think of the likeness. I think it does look like the Mark Hamill CGI version in The Mandalorian. Like I think it is accurate to the show. It does look like Mark Hamill a little bit, but it definitely looks like the CGI version. I definitely do think though they did a great job in The Mandalorian show, especially in Book of Boba Fett, where they improved the CGI. I think that Hamill is they did a good job. Oh yeah, I remember now. Okay, so yeah, his wrist peg joint, it's very hard to see. I don't know if you guys can see it, but his wrist peg joint has a little crack. It's not completely broken, but it has a little crack. And of course, I knew this when I bought this, which is why I got it for only $50. So I had to be very careful with that. Yeah, like it's cracked just on one side, and I'm sure I'll be able to find like a replacement peg in the future. But yeah, that's not then too bad. And one thing I will say, I love this sculpt on his tunic here. The texture on that. If you guys can see that texture, just like from the show, it's kind of like when you rub fabric a lot and it gets like those little balls of like fabric after a lot of use. It's kind of like that. For accessories, of course. Let's see here. He comes with his lightsaber, and it works in a port system, so you can take off the top piece add an ignited form, and then it also comes with an ignited swooshing form. So good accessories there. I mean, what else would you need? Especially because, like, I think this is a great addition. Because this only came with, I think, maybe Dooku. At least for figure arts. Like, Dooku came with one of these swishing effects. And then he comes with three pairs of black hands. And then 4 pairs of his human hand. Definitely a good pickup. You know, I've been starting. I started collecting SH Figure Art Star Wars late, so I kind of had to catch up. And with catching up, there's just some figures that are like out of my price range for what I want to pay, like aftermarket prices. One of them being, I think, is the Attack of the Clones Padme. Man, that thing goes for like $250. Like, I hope someday they can re-release that, or even just like I would even take a different Padme, but that Padme. And also I would love to get Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan. That's one I'm missing. I got Revenge of the Sith Anakin, but I still do need the Obi-Wan. I think those are the only two that I really missed out on for at least figure arts line. Yeah. So cool little Luke Skywalker there. One thing I will say is mine's kind of like a tiny, like almost like 1%, little bit cockeyed, I think, which does kind of suck. And I guess something that I should have said, I think that lacks, because I said it should have came with like it came with everything that I needed to. Maybe an alternate faceplate. Of course, that would change. It would create a cut in there, but yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. But maybe an alternate faceplate would have been nice. All right. Let's see what's next here. And I don't know what this is. We'll see. Oh, okay. All right, so I got this on a way good price, I remember. So this is Mezco Bishop. Like, I got this in an insanely good price from TYME Collectibles. And this is cool. He like even put like his little picture there. And there's like his website. You guys can check him out. And I can't remember if the deal was because it was open box or because maybe something's missing. I don't even know, but all I know is I got this for a really good price. I think like $55 or $50 for a Mezco. So just an insane price. And this is like a relatively new Mezco, so. And it's Bishop. Come on. Silica packets. Gotta eat those later. Woo-wee! You guys can see that. So there's Mezco Bishop. Of course, when it comes to Mezcos, I like to collect the X-Men's. I think I have almost... Yeah, I think I have all the X-Men Mezcos so far. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I have all the X-Men Mezcos. And what also draws me to Mezcos is when they make figures with no pleather. I mean, I haven't personally have had issues with the Mezcos yet. Because we live in Utah, it's pretty dry here, so I do think we're pretty blessed. And I am looking into a dehumidifier just because, you know, I do have Hot Toys and I do have Mezcos. And it's expensive, right? Hot Toys and Mezcos, they're expensive figures, and you don't want them degrading. And so I am potentially looking into a dehumidifier. I heard that helps. But I think with us living in Utah and it being dry, I don't think it's that big of an issue, but I'm just going to be safe, and I think I'm going to get a dehumidifier and kind of do that. And You know, or you could put silica. I do put silica packets like around my shelf. Just, I think maybe it might help. I'm not entirely sure, but they put it in their packages, so I do think it helps somewhat. So yeah, this figure having no pleather. I mean, his shirt is fabric, his pants are fabric, and the rest is kind of sculpted armor. Let's see what we got here. So yeah, I don't know if anything's missing actually. I think just because it was pre-owned, like I got a good deal on it. Like, cause yeah, it was opened, the figure, but yeah, it's just pre-owned. And then he also does come with this, you know, his classic red kind of poncho cape. And it's tattered and has a black overspray kind of to show the weathering. Really cool thing there. Yeah. And of course with Mezcos you get, you know, the storage bag. And I always do appreciate, you know, companies like Figma and Mezco that give you these nice storage bags. And you can write the name there. And then it's just a nice way to put all the accessories in. And it's a nice sturdy bag. I appreciate those little Ziploc bags that they give us. You get 2 pink blast effects. And these light up really nice. I feel like they look like they're glowing, even just from my room lights. Of course, you get this X-Men base. This is the same base that we've seen with like all the Mezco X-Men. It's just the X logo, you know. All right, and as for accessories, we get an alternate head. So here's the side-by-side comparison for that. One's, you know, with his red eyes, and the other one's not. Angry versus normal. And then we also get a bald head. I'm not going to personally use this. I love the long-haired look on him. But, you know, always nice to have 3 separate portraits. Like, I think that's my favorite. I think that's my favorite accessory to get. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. I think, would you guys rather have extra hands, extra weapons, or extra head portraits? What do you guys think? Me, personally, my favorite accessory to get is extra head portraits. So when a figure comes with 3 head portraits, I'm sold. All right, as for weapons, he comes with this huge blaster. This blaster kind of reminds me of, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the pistol. I think it's like the snub pistol from Gears of War. Like, that's what that looks like to me, the snub pistol. And then he comes with this big blaster. And of course the blast effects attach on, so you just have to pop it on like that, and pew. Then he comes with this knife. And the cool thing about it is Bishop has storage for all this stuff. So like he has like this like communicator, extra clips, and these clips are functional. That's one cool thing about Mezco's. And honestly though, G.I. Joe is starting to do that. So kudos to G.I. Joe. They're like, honestly, G.I. Joe, I feel like they take a lot of influence from import companies and higher end companies and just implement it into their line. Like, I wish you know, some other teams, you know, would do that. But yeah, G.I. Joe, kudos to them, because they're doing this already. Like, they've been doing this when their line started. Removable and functional clips. And then he comes with these 3 little like canisters. And then we get 2, 4, 6 extra hands. And then yeah, I like this too. The knife can just go in the sheath, just on the side right there. It goes in nicely. The snub pistol can go on the other side. Let's see here. And then his huge gun can go on his back. Boom. All 3 weapons on there. You'd love to see it. We'll just put these hands away. And yeah, honestly, when it's a Mezco with no pleather, I love these. I love this. Like, and honestly, too, sometimes Mezco, they sometimes lack articulation. But look at that, double jointed. And I think because there's no soft goods there and it's just sculpt, the soft goods don't get in the way. Because sometimes soft goods do limit articulation, like especially at this scale. Like yes, that these mezcos look pretty, but I'm starting to kind of not buy as many mezcos just because they don't allow for playability. I think, like one, because they're expensive and you're afraid to break them, you're afraid to damage them, you're afraid to crease the pleather, and so like I usually just like play with them like for when I open them, and then I put them on display and I'm just afraid to touch them. So that's why I'm like, you know, and when I get a Legend or a Black Series, like it provides more joy for me because I can pose it, play with it. And it's cheaper. It's a little bit better experience. But man, when you get a mezco, they hook you sometimes, because this Bishop, this is a 10 out of 10 mezco in my opinion. I'm not dissatisfied with this guy. Phenomenal figure. Let's just put him right here. All right. Let's just put away the last accessory. Okay. All right, now we got a clean slate. Let's see what we got here. Next up, I have another Transformer. This is the Nest Autobot Ratchet. Okay, I was not interested in this figure, but for the price I saw it for, I couldn't pass up. You know, I have an addiction. I have a problem. I spend a lot of money on toys. It is a problem. Yeah, like I just wasn't interested in these. Like there was like the Nest Bone Crusher and the Nest Ratchet, and these are the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line, so it's like the Target exclusive stuff. And yeah, it's just a black Ratchet. Like, of course, I do have an affinity for like the OG Transformers 1 movie, just because that's kind of what I grew up watching, for like, at least for Transformers wise. Like, I did watch Beast Wars before the Transformers 1 movie, but that Transformers 1 movie, man, that thing got me hooked on Transformers. So yeah, I got this, let me think. I think it was like $10. So when I saw it for $10, I was like, whatever, I'll check it out. So yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything new here. It's just a repaint of the original Studio Series Ratchet. It's just all black in this time, and I mean, it does look cool. I think if you put anything in all black, it's gonna look, I don't know. I have a preference for black, like all black things. So, I mean, it does look cool. I mean, this did retail. They retailed it for like the $25 price point. So it was like over 50% off for $10. Yeah, I was like, not gonna find it any cheaper anywhere else. And I don't know, like after I saw Rise of the Beasts, I'm feeling like really into Transformers right now. That's just how I am. Like when new media comes out, like right now I'm searching. I'm like trying to get more Transformers figures just because that's what I'm into right now because of that movie. All right, so he comes with this blaster gun. I will say this gun is really cool. And that just ports in on him like that. And, you know, just like with all Transformers, just because they are so intricate, it's two toys. It's this, but also his alt mode, his robot mode, his vehicle mode. They usually just come with one weapon, right? Nothing we haven't seen. All right. Oh, what the heck? Ratchet's arm just popped off. Man, my arm popped off. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I think overall it has good articulation. Like, look at that. Look how far that knee goes up. Crazy articulation. And it's just a reskin of Ratchet. Nothing more to say. There's Nest Ratchet. This is actually something really cool. So I actually got this from a local store. What is it called? The Nerd Store. I got this from the Nerd Store. This is a PX exclusives, PX Previews exclusives. This is actually a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, limit of 4,000. But this is the con exclusive from 2021, and this store had it, and they had it for 50% off. So it was only $25. And it was a Diamond Select. This is Diamond Select, Lord of the Rings line. I love me some Lord of the Rings, so I haven't collected all of the Diamond Select line, but I've tried to every now and then pick them up when they're on sale. But I just have a big issue. Like, I don't know. Tell me what you guys feel about this, because I do have a big issue with figures that are not 6-inch. Like, I do still collect tons of DC Multiverse, right? But just that 7-inch point, I just don't like it. That doesn't scale with everything else. But luckily, all right. So you get this fancy box because it's a con exclusive. It's like Bilbo's, Bilbo's book. Looks exactly like that, right? Bilbo Baggins on the front. It's just Bilbo's book, his diary. And then inside, you get Gollum or Smeagol, and then a translucent Frodo, which I think is really cool. And then this like bone raft that's exclusive to the set. They did release Gollum singly, but the main kind of exclusive is the translucent Frodo, because it's just it's just not even a repaint. It's a remold, I guess. It's a remold of it's a remold of the figure, right? Because it's not a repaint. What do you guys think? Do you guys open your con exclusives, or do you guys keep them in box? Like, yeah, it's a pretty package, but what am I gonna do with it? At the end of the day, it's just garbage. That's one of the reasons why I don't like con exclusives. It's because there's usually an exclusive figure that I want there, but then I have to pay premium price for packaging, and it's like I could give a crap about packaging. Like, this is garbage. Alright, so, man, Diamond Select, I don't know how they're keeping their price points, because still currently their figures are like, what, $30 or $29, which is the Diamond Select price that they had like 5 years ago, as long as I can remember. Maybe it was like $27 like 7 years ago. But them and Todd have been keeping their price point. I don't understand. Like, I understand Todd because I guess the amount of products he sells, so it makes sense. And he has like more figures come out per year. But Diamond Select, they don't produce that many figures. They're holding their price points. And just look at the paintwork. Like, I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but the amount of washes on here. Whereas like you compare that to what we talked about prior. We talked about this Groot when I was complaining about this Groot. Like, this Groot has no paint apps. And this is a $40 deluxe figure. And there's no paint besides that green. Like, there should be a wash or highlights. Like, I don't know, man. Diamond Select, even though they run 7-inch, they still get me just because I do think they make quality products, Diamond Select. Yeah, just playing a little bit of operation here. Trying to get out Frodo without cutting or damaging the figure. But yeah, Diamond Select, they don't make as many figures. I think that's one of their biggest downfall is, like, you want to complete a team, right? But they're going to take forever to do it, or maybe not even complete the team. And so it kind of hurts them negatively that they do so few releases. But at least with this Lord of the Rings line, like, they're at least completing the Fellowship and, like, main villains, which is like what you could ask for. Like, if they don't make any more like from Return of the King or Twin Towers. I think that'll be fine. And I'll just probably have to go back and pick up the ones I'm missing. But yeah, Lord of the Rings is kind of what me and John kind of grew up collecting when it was back when Toy Biz had the license and like Lord of the Rings was in its prime, in its heyday, when like the actual original trilogy, not the Hobbit stuff, the movies were coming out. Oh, what the heck? Yeah, we used to collect that line like hardcore, man. Like, and for some reason, like I actually thought like we were talking, me and John were talking about like, what was your introduction in collecting? And yeah, comment in the comments. What's your introduction to collecting? What was the first toy line that you collected? Like, in my mind, I thought it was Halo. I thought it was the McFarlane Halo line, but actually, I did get like a lot of LOTR figures back in like not as much as John did, but I got a few, and so I guess that was. I wasn't really serious back then because it was more just like toys. I think for me when I was that age, whereas like when I bought those Halo figures, it was like, oh, I'm trying to collect them all. I'm trying to get the wave. Gotta smell them. Translucent plastic. Sometimes it smells, sometimes it's not. This one actually has no good smell. But yeah, look at that. Invisible Frodo. I'm a sucker for translucent figures. I'm like Toy Galaxy, where if it's translucent, I'm interested. And this figure does not disappoint. I like this figure, and you know it's a good size. Like, because I think he's a Hobbit, I think he could scale with 6-inch. And then here we have the Gollum figure. And just look at that wash. Look at the paint. Look at the sculpt. Like, Diamond Select. There's nothing to complain about with these guys. I guess just the lack of releases. And how long, you know. How long releases are in between. Because they usually do, like, for this Lord of the Rings line, it's been going on for a few years now. And it's like 2 or 3 releases a year. And, like, I think that's why I fell behind. Just because, like, I kind of forgot about it. And then, like, I wanted to collect them. And then I missed some. And then now it's like, man, you guys just take forever to release new figures. Comes with a stand. Yeah, I guess, yeah, look, it comes with a Gollum head, and then it comes with a Smeagol head. So that's a good detail. Alt hands for Gollum, and a fish for Gollum. So really great accessories. And then, like I said, this is great. All right, that's a cool set, man. Definitely worth $25, right? 2 figures for $25. 2 Diamond Selects. That's a good deal. Next up, we have McFarlane Toys Avatar Neytiri. This Neytiri is from Avatar 1, so this is not the Way of Water Neytiri. They are different in that, yeah, they just have like different kind of necklaces and somewhat different hair, especially Jake. Like Jake had different hair in 1 and 2. I really love this line. Oh my gosh. I almost threw away the stand. I bet I've thrown away a stand before. Like, have you guys ever thrown away a stand? For sure. It's had to happen to me without me realizing it. I think these Avatar figures were phenomenal. Like, after this Neytiri figure, I have them all except Quaritch. The human character, right? Quaritch. He's the only one I haven't picked up because he hasn't really gone on sale, and he's like such a small figure, and I'm not paying like $25 for him, you know. But man, these Avatar figures, I don't know if he's gonna continue the line because I don't think it sold that well. I'm just not sure because I've been seeing. I mean, I don't know if it's more than what most lines sit on shelves as. I don't know. You guys let me know. Do you guys think there'll be another wave of Avatar figures? I really hope so because I think McFarlane did a phenomenal job with these Avatar figures. Like, I would recommend everyone to get an Avatar figure. The amp suit was great, especially at that price point. The, you know, their dragons were amazing. And I love that the paint work glowed in the dark with black lights. So yeah, like the articulation is on point, the likeness is on point, the sculpt, everything about these Avatar figures. Like I already know what I'm getting into because I've gotten the first Neytiri and both Jake Sully's. But yeah, double elbows. Like look at that. There's no more it can go because it's literally touching its own forearm with its bicep. And same thing with the knees. Like insane articulation. Of course, just because I think there's a lack of sculpt because of the nature of the character, right? Because they're basically naked people with just like a freaking piece of fabric in front of their private parts. But insane articulation, has butterflies, and look at the likeness. I think that likeness is perfect to Neytiri from Avatar. All right, so for accessories, she comes with a little dagger. Can attach that on the back. Let's see here. And then she has another set of alternate hands. Of course, the McFarlane stand that comes with all figures. And then her bow. But yeah, I highly recommend the Avatar line. Pick them up, guys. Hopefully we get another wave. John says that the line's dead until the next movie comes out. I wouldn't mind that, but I just feel like no. I need another wave because I would love. I can't remember that name, the guy's name, but Neytiri's like kind of lover from the first movie, the guy that gets shot in the freaking ship, like the general guy. I can't remember his name, but that guy's a boss, man. I would love to get that character, and even Neytiri's dad, and also from the Wave Water, I would love to get Kiri, dude. Freaking Sigourney Weaver's character, freaking Sigourney Weaver Reborn. Would love to get Kiri and Jake's sons. I think they gotta do Kiri, Jake's sons, and maybe 2 or 3 more characters from Avatar 1. So I would love to see just one more wave and then do more for the next movie, but we'll see. So yeah, impressed, McFarlane. All right, we have a package from Amazon. I think I know what this says. I think this is the Power Ranger Finster. Yeah, so this is the, like with like exclusives like that from Amazon, they come in like the shipper, so you get like pristine boxes. If you're into that, right? Like the box is pristine because they come in like a double box. So this is the Lightning Collection Finster. I love getting like other characters in the Lightning Collection line that are not Rangers, because yeah, I do like Rangers, but I'm just more, I just like the original team, right? And maybe a couple others. So I just like getting new sculpts, and so to get like the villains and the off characters, I think is where Lightning Collection shines the most. This was an Amazon exclusive, and believe it or not, I'm not sure if it's still this priced right now, but I got this for like $10. It was like 10, 20, 10, 30, something like that. So $10, I'll buy any Hasbro related figure if it's $10. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be Fortnite. It could be anything. Indiana Jones. If it's $10 or close to $10, like $10 or $12, and it's Hasbro, I'll buy it. I don't care. Yeah, this guy comes with a lot of accessories, man. We'll see how good of a figure he is. Mighty Morphin Finster, maybe. Alright, so we get this little necklace with like a magnifying glass. That's cool. And then, like, you know, in the show, he creates like these like little clay creatures and they come to life. So you get like 2 clay dolls, like putty warriors. These are putty warriors. And what's cool is the putty warriors can go inside the suitcase. They fit inside the suitcase. So he actually comes with 3 putty warriors. So I think that's neat. A functioning suitcase, that's really cool. So yeah, there are the putty warriors inside the suitcase. And you can just close that right up. That's neat. Then he comes with an alt set of hands. And they have a very unique kind of expression to them. I like that. I like when we get hands that have, you know, unique expressions that are connected to the character. Where it's not just like fists, open hands, like loose gripped hands. Those are very expressive, and I feel like go well with the Finster because, you know, he's a creator, he's an artist. Then he comes with this rolling pin. That's a nice accessory, I think, just to have. Then he has a little like scalpel, and then this little other tool. Now onto the figure. I think it's a 10 out of 10 in the sculpting department. Like, look at all those details, fine details that he has. Articulation-wise, there is a butterfly. That's my favorite joint. When a figure has a butterfly, I tend to like it. So, good butterfly. Elbow can go that far up. Knees get 90. And this apron is a soft plastic, so it does get out of the way a little bit. And he has little glasses, and these are soft plastic, so they won't break on you. And I think that's a great head sculpt. Very unique. Just a cool looking character. And then he does have, you know, some slots in here that you can put the rolling pin in. And then we can put this tool in here. And then we'll pop off his head, put on his necklace. There's that. Put his little scalpel in his hand. There we go. And we can put the suitcase in his hand. I don't know why, but ever since G.I. Joe, I've just been always trying to see what figures can hold or use all their accessories. I actually kind of like when they can or not. And he can, right? He can store everything on him, wear everything, and in his 2 hands hold his last accessories. And you get 2 extra hands. Finster for $10, baby. Great pickup. All right, let's see how many more toys we got left to open. Okay. This is Gremlins 2, the new batch NECA figure. So yeah, just like with all these NECAs, they have the open flap. You can see the figure inside. I always liked the Gremlins movie. They were like silly fun movies. I saw it on HBO Max. There's like this new animated show called like Secrets of the Mogwai. I haven't seen it, but it looks kind of kiddie, so I'm not that interested in it. But I always did enjoy the original Gremlins movies. You know, they were good. And I do have you know, I got Gizmo. Gizmo's a cool guy, yeah. I think I only have Gizmo so far from the Gremlins. I mean, so this is from Gremlins 2, the Bad the new batch, not the bad batch. But what interests me in this too is the soft goods. I think for NECA to do soft goods and the amount of soft goods you get, at this price point, I thought that's a really good deal. Because I did get this on sale, I think for, I think it was like $17. So a really good price on a NECA figure. Jeez Louise. That was hard to take out. Okay, so for accessories, we get this cool little beaker, translucent beaker. We get a pipe, a really nice syringe with translucent and this little blue liquid inside. I think that's a great accessory. And pair of hands. Alright, so looking at this gremlin, like, the suit, man, the suit is what makes it for me. This gremlin figure, man. I'm going to be really careful with this because I'm sure if you collected NECA figures, if you've gotten enough of them, you've broken some of them right out of the box. I'm not going to move this guy too much because I'm going to need to heat him up before I do it. And I think, I don't know, let me know what you guys think or what's your guys' experiences. Have you guys have NECA brick figures break on you? Because I've had maybe like 2 Predator figures, like 3 aliens. Usually it's the aliens. The xenomorphs, they're just too thin. But yeah, I was always bummed. I got like a T2 no, what was it? No, I got a freaking my Jungle Predator, Arnold Schwarzenegger. His leg broke right out of the box. Like I didn't even move it, and it just boom popped off. I think maybe something to do with the paint they use. I feel like it's a really sticky paint. That's just my theory. But it also could be the plastic they're using that could be brittle. But they just do have some QC issues, and they really need to fix them because they make good toys. But I never have McFarlane toys or Hasbro figures break on me. Like imports sometimes, just because of the nature of imports. Sometimes imports are fragile, but at this price point, toys are meant to be played with, and so NECA's got to figure something out. So I can't move this too much, so I'll just give you guys a closer look on this guy. But the suit, a tailored suit, fully cloth suit, man, this thing is cool. But we won't move him because he might break. All right. Wow, man, the sculpt. NECA did a great job. Okay, the toys are piling up. Let's see what else we have. Oh yeah, we got a couple more, and then I should be done here. All right. So these figures actually my brother John, the other collecting brother, he helped me find these. He found these at his local Target and picked them up for me. So this is the Dark Flash figure. All right. Hot take. I loved the Flash movie. Like me personally, I think it's a top 10 superhero movie of all time. That's how much I loved it. I loved one that it was not an origin story. It was just a Flash story. Oh man, he found it for $10. Come on. And I loved Ezra Miller's performance in it. And I know, the scandals. He was going psycho. He was choking kids out. He was kidnapping kids. The dude turned into the Dark Flash. Like, Ezra Miller, he has issues. We know that. But from his performance standpoint, I think he did a great job. Michael Keaton did an amazing job as coming back as Batman. Sasha Calle as Supergirl. I loved it. Like, I loved the movie. I loved the story. And to see General Zod again. You know, the sad thing was, is after I watched that movie, and you know, there was the flashbacks to General Zod with Superman 1, Man of Steel, where, you know, the DCU started. And we had that amazing beginning scene with Batman and Wonder Woman. And then the Jason Momoa end credit scene. It made me really sad that this DCU is ending. Like, and I don't even, like, the movies, you know, there was always something off with the DC movies. Like, they could have been improved on. I just think they had a lack of planning. Like, they just wanted to compete so bad with Marvel that they messed up. Whereas, think about this. Because I remember when Civil War was coming out, freaking DC was like, dude, pump out Batman vs. Superman. And, like, you would see both posters coming out at the same time. It's like, Batman vs. Superman, and, like, they were already trying to, like, set up their Avengers movie or their Justice League movie when, like, Man of Steel came out, I think, like, 2 or 3 years prior to Batman vs. Superman. And there was only Man of Steel, right? So it was Man of Steel, then Batman vs. Superman, already introducing Batman and Wonder Woman, and they don't even have the same movies. But think about this. If they would have took their time, gotten Batman his solo movie, Wonder Woman solo movie, like, all the main DC, all the main Justice League cast gets their own single movie, right? Then you would think maybe last year or 2 years ago or maybe this year, they come big with their Justice League movie, well prepared, well thought out, well planned out, so that all movies conjoin and make sense to this big epic battle in Justice League. It would have been so much better, and it would have sold more, just because I feel like Marvel's in a lull right now. And so, like, when Justice League came out, dude, MCU was in its peak. Like, nothing was gonna touch MCU. Like, everybody loved it. They were doing phenomenal. Like, those movies, like the Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, are just, like, Infinity War is the best superhero movie of all time, right? So they were trying to compete with something that it's like trying to compete somebody that already has, like, 100 meters up on you on the 400-meter dash, right? It was just a mistake. If they would have took their time and just done their own thing and ignored Marvel, they could have made more money, and I think the DCU would have been a better... The DCEU would have been a success. So, sad to see, you know, it go. I think just from, like, a nostalgia standpoint and just being with those characters and those actors for so long, man, I've grown really fond of Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot and Momoa and even Affleck as those characters. It's sad to see him go, but I do think it's the right thing, and I do think James Gunn, hopefully, will make the DC movies great. I hope for the best for the DC franchise. All right, there goes my rant. So yeah, Dark Flash here. You get your card as always. Stand. And man, this guy is ugly, but I think a good representation of this character from that movie. One thing I will say is I wish the paint on the chest was a little bit brighter. I think it's kind of hard to see where there's not enough paint. You know what it is, actually? It's because it's painted on top of the black. It's not showing up very well. So I think they should have done maybe like a white coat as a primer, or done a 2 layer of the red and yellow, because it's not showing up at all, really. So yeah, thanks, John, for finding this Dark Flash for me, because I love that Flash movie. All right, next up, another find from John. He got me this Project Superman Flashpoint. And this is cool because, like John was explaining to me, right, this is what kind kind of the Flash movie was based on, right? Because Flashpoint was the comic that kind of the Flash movie was based on, and so this was kind of the Superman that Sasha Calle was playing. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Did you guys like the Flash movie, or did you guys hate it? I do think though there will. I think there will be a renaissance for it. I think it got unjustified hate because of the Ezra Miller scandals, because of the DCEU getting canned, and then also the CGI was bad. There's nothing I can do about that. I cannot defend that. The CGI was terrible. And it's so funny when like the director was like, dude, I did that on purpose to make it seem like the Flash's point of view, like it was like an artistic choice. Like, no, bro. Everybody knows how bad the industry is around like you know, VFX artists and the time crunch that they put those guys under. Straight up, they didn't give enough time to those artists, and when you don't give enough time to the artists, that's the product you get. Like, that's literally what it was. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a budget thing, because I think this movie cost like $400 million to make, the Flash. Like, I'm pretty sure it lost money, but they probably just didn't get enough time to their VFX artists, or didn't have enough, or yeah, because story was great, acting was great, CGI was bad, guys. I mean, it wasn't that distracting, but it was bad. You know, at first I didn't want this figure, but now that I'm holding it and I'm playing around with it, like kind of the same thing with Neytiri, where there's no really sculpt on it. It has really good articulation and it moves very well. I think that's, you know, a benefit. Like, it's a drawback because it's like, that's what kind of works with Marvel Legends, right? Marvel Legends, the superhero characters, they don't have much sculpt or detail, but they're allowed to get good range of motion because there's not sculpt getting in the way. So yeah, I was not that interested in this figure, but I actually come around. I do like this figure. It moves very well, has good articulation. His face sculpt is not bad. And of course, you're going to build this giant cyborg. Like, looking at these arms, this thing's huge, right? And this is a Target exclusive, and it's like one of those ones where it's like every couple months they release one, and so you have to collect them for like over the course of a year. And so then you'll build Cyborg. So I don't know if I'll ever build Cyborg because it just takes too long. But yeah, you know, it's not a great figure, but I'm surprised how good it is for what it is. All right, guys. We have 2 more figures to open. Then I'm going to be ending the stream. So these last 2 figures are from the Indiana Jones Adventure series. In the comments, I'd love to hear what you guys think about this line. Like, is it dead? Do you guys like this line? Do you guys think it's going to continue? Now, I did pick these up on clearance. I think they were like $12. Yeah, $12, I think. You know, I am excited for the short round. Definitely getting the short round. And I am excited just for like to get like one indie, you know, one indie with the brown hat and the brown jacket. But other than that, it's like, it's good fodder because you get really unique sculpts, and I feel like it could work well for like civilians. So me and John were calling it the fodder line, and it could work really well for that. So like, I wouldn't mind if the line continues, but it's not like I'll be devastated if it doesn't, you know? Oh, this is really cool. Look at that. The bags have a print on them of like of a globe. That's really nice. I will say though, you know, with this packaging experience and the fact that you build they have a build artifact, That's one big plus of this Indiana Jones line. One being, majority of the figures are unique sculpts. But they still have a build a thing. Because, like, the whole thing with the Black Series, right, is that, they say, because so many of the figures are unique sculpts, which they are, they don't have baths. Makes sense. Because, like, Legends, a majority of it is just repaints, reuse. Like, 75% of the line is reuse, right? So it makes sense that they can afford to have baths because they don't have to put as much into tooling and new sculpts. But for the Indiana Jones line, out of all lines, the Adventure Series, to get these characters with completely new sculpts, and yet you still build something, to build an artifact, what the heck? You can't beat him. Indiana Jones line, man. Like, not even G.I. Joe, right? Like, G.I. Joe, they, I think, reuse more sculpts than the Adventure Series. They don't even build anything. Like, build a weapon or something. Build a turret. Nothing. So, Adventure Series, they're on one, man. Okay, so here we have Kasim. And Kasim. He comes with this little tiny pistol. This machine gun with huge clip. And this bolt action rifle. Now, this is actually my first Adventure Series figure that I have ever opened. Comes with a nice hat, great head sculpt. I think one negative is that I always like to use head sculpts as, like, for my Star Wars customs for Rebels. But with this hat, with it being not removable and tied to the sculpt, I'm not going to be able to use this head sculpt, which kind of bums me out. As for the suit, it's pinstriped. Elbows can go that far. Knees can go that far. They're single jointed, so nothing too crazy. And there's no ab crunch because the suit is buttoned up and it's just like traffic coned. I mean, he can go forward, but there's no crunch whatsoever. One thing also is because the pinstripes, it kind of looks funky when you move swivel because the pinstripes won't be aligned. That's my only complaint. Other than that, good likeness, good sculpt. Not too bad. All right, our last figure for tonight. The Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom Club Obi-Wan. This one was a Target exclusive, but I got this on sale at Target. I think $12 too. I haven't seen the new Indiana Jones movie, but I heard like the beginning scene, like the where they de-aged him, and it's like in the past. I heard that scene's sick, but overall, I heard that movie sucks. We'll see though. Once again, guys, I love that. I love when you get themed paper. Like the G.I. Joe does that too, right? The G.I. Joe has like the Cobra symbol and the Joe symbols in black on it. I like that. But yeah, that's gonna go away though because we're getting. Well, I don't know, guys. Is the plastic coming back for all lines or just for Legends? Because I know it was confirmed for Legends, but I'm not sure if they're confirming it for all lines. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the plastic-less packaging is good and bad, but I think overall bad because the scammers, the swappers, the toy swappers, they ruin it. So yeah, this Club Obi-Wan figure, I will say it feels kind of loose. Nah, it's all right. It's all right. The Harrison Ford sculpt, it looks like it's missing some paint. Like the eyes are 3D printed, but I just wish there was like some more variation in the skin tone. I think it's a little flat from most modern Hasbro 3D printed figures. There is Butterfly, very good, love that. There is no ab crunch again because his vest is closed. No ab crunch. All these figures no ab crunch. I think that's how most of this Adventure Stories line is because they all wear suits, guys in suits, no ab crunch. But overall, just a dashing guy. And as for accessories, you get this giant sword, a flask, and a sword shkebab. I actually like this accessory. That's really cool. And no build artifact these because it was an exclusive figure. But one thing with the plasticless packaging, just before we go here, I want to say is, I think they should do it maybe more like the Fortnite series, because I just picked up a Fortnite figure by Hasbro, and it's a tiny window. It uses less plastic, but you can still see inside, so you can still check for paint apps as collectors we do, and I would assume help with toy swapping, because believe it or not, when I went to Target to return a figure, the dude right in front of me opened it up, like it was a windowless packaging. The Target employee opened it up. I'm glad he did this. He opened it up, and he like checked to see if I didn't swap it. So I do think maybe some employees are getting trained, some employees are getting caught up to it. Of course, I didn't swap it, so he just closed it back up and gave me my money. But I think they are getting trained to it just because it happens, man. Like, I've gotten toy swap twice. Once from Target and once from Amazon, where I ordered something and something completely different showed up. So yeah, it is a good thing they're bringing that back. But yeah, maybe go. I know they're not doing it just for continuity's sake, because I saw they already revealed the legends are gonna be like how they were before. Man, this Finster, this Finster does not have good balance. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Make sure you guys go and check out our weekly review, our weekly announcements where we talk about all the upcoming reveals. And we're doing a giveaway. So go check out our weekly episode and comment your pick of the week. And that's going to enter you in a drawing that we're doing for a Star Wars figure vintage collection, or you can pick a Black Series. So definitely go do that. And also, if you're interested in Cosmic Legions by the Four Horsemen, me and John just did a rundown of the brand new Cosmic Legions Wave 3. So definitely go check that video out if you guys can. It's a good wave. There are some amazing figures in that wave. So definitely check that out. So let's go over all the toys that we opened real quick. I'm just going to pick out my favorites. I know I said I was going to hop off, but yeah, I want to show everything, all the toys that we opened today. There goes Finster, man. So we opened up quite a bit, guys. Okay. Weakest. I think the weakest thing that we opened today. Gotta be this Ratchet. Just a cheap repaint. It's just a black Ratchet. The worst figure we opened today. Oh, there's also Dark Flash. Dark Flash. Oh, I forgot Dark Flash, but I also forgot this Gremlin. You know what? Next up is going to be the Gremlin. The Gremlin, because NECA breaks so easily, I couldn't even play with this figure without heating it up. NECA. Gremlin just because he's NECA. Second worst figure we opened today. Next up, it's gonna have to be Kasim and Club Obi-Wan because they have no app crunch, and because it's Indiana Jones. It's not that cool. Next, it's gonna be this Drax, and might as well do the Star-Lord. Yeah, they are cool. I'm satisfied with them. I like them, but they're just basic Marvel Legends. Next up is this Groot. What the heck? $40 deluxe figure, no wash, bullcrap. Next up, is gonna be the Flashpoint Superman. I was very pleasantly surprised how much I like this figure, but I was never that interested in the beginning with Flashpoint Superman. Then I'm gonna go Finster. The kid can't stand up for nothing, but he has great accessories, great sculpt, unique sculpt, good figure. Next, we're gonna go Dark Flash. I didn't like that the paint showed up really bad because it's painted over the black. It doesn't show up like the Flash symbol, like the Dark Flash symbol. They needed to do a primer of white paint or a double layer. Next, Schmeagol. Good figure. It's just not better than these though. Nothing to complain about with the Schmeagol. I think good articulation, good paint. There's nothing to complain. Good Schmeagol. Next, I'm gonna kick out. Next, I'm gonna kick out Cheetor. Nothing bad about this figure. I just think these figures are better. Overall, a great sculpt, and has good paint details. I think the cheetah print, and I like the addition of the sculpted fur on the forearms. Good attention to detail, like from the movie. Next up, it's gonna be Translucent Frodo. This guy only made it this far because he's translucent. Enough said. All right, we're down to our top 4. John thought Translucent Frodo was gonna win, boy. Translucent Frodo only made it that far because he's translucent. If he wasn't translucent, he was not gonna be the top. He made top 5. Come on. Okay. Now I am factoring in price point. So factoring in price point, Luke Skywalker's got to go. 1, I have QC issue. He's kind of cockeyed. 2, the joint cracked. But like I said, I knew that when I bought it. But still. And also, I got it for $50 because the joint was cracked. But this retails for like $80, $90. So for $80, $90, he's got to go for that reason. It is a good figure. I do like it. But no extra face plates. No alternate face plates. Sorry, Luke. Top 3, guys. Top 3. Okay, this is tough. Man, guys, okay. To me, these figures are flawless. I love them all. But for the price, this one was $35. Valtrap's got to go. Like I said, nothing wrong with this figure. I love it. Love the character in the movie. This is a perfect representation from the studio series. Phenomenal figure. Top 2. You're right. The Neytiri's going to go second. Neytiri's out. Like I said, flawless figure. Articulation is insane. Sculpt is insane. Paintwork is insane. Likeness on point. But this Bishop, I did pick it up for $50 because it was used. But even if you picked it up at retail for $80, the amount of accessories you get, 3 alternate head portraits. The soft goods, the pants and the shirt, no pleather, plus that red wired cape poncho with the tattered effect and the dirty weathering, and the fact that all weapons can fit on him. Even if you bought this for 80, this is a phenomenal figure. Bishop, Mezco Bishop wins it. This is by far one of the best Mezco figures that I've opened. And like I said, because he has not that much, like his pants and shirt are fabric, but because he's wearing a short sleeve shirt, the articulation is there, and you don't worry about ruining the fabric or pinching the fabric, and it's not in the way. So he's playable. Like, I think this is one of the very few Mezcos that is playable. So for that reason, Mezco Bishop is the best figure that we opened up tonight. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Stay tuned. I'm going to do some more of these. And that's going to do it. Thanks, guys. Peace.